This is an adaptive reuse project in Uptown El Paso. And when we found it, it was slated for demolition. It was actually going to become a Family Dollar. And we were really glad that we got there in time, because we, through the process of selective demolition, identified some very historic artifacts, both on and within the building. In 2008, it stood as a pretty much understated, factory or a kind of industrial style furniture showroom, but it had really great traits to it. This approximately 100-year-old brick facade structure ran through the building. And as I mentioned, through this process of demolition, we started to uncover these layers, really these historical layers that were present there. And we took design cues from the structure itself to drive the overall program and potential use for the project. We always knew we wanted to try and execute a multi-use, mixed-use project in this part of Uptown, which is right on the edge of downtown. But we had no idea in the beginning how we would approach it. So we, as a develop, design, build type of approach, took the building under control, and essentially started to envision what kind of an Art Deco of the Southwest might look like, or a fusion of different styles for this building, at least from the outside, and really peel away layers or look at approaching different windows as viewports into potential activity within the building itself. We wanted it to be a public building with a public use, so we looked at certain types of innovation, specifically as they concern office buildings, and we saw public, shared, and private functions for the building. And essentially, we propose a new type of workspace for the 21st century, being that a lot of people work virtually, and especially in time of COVID, remotely. But when pre-COVID and hopefully soon after we get through this, a lot of the way that people meet for professional purposes happens in cafes, it happens in restaurants, it happens on the verge of going to and coming fro, and in all these very dynamic ways. So we thought about containing all those dynamic ways that we do extra work activities, be they meeting, be they presentations, on demand, areas to pop open a laptop. And the driving force behind the aesthetic and the overall approach was new meets old. So this old building, once slated for demolition, that has historic qualities that we couldn't necessarily restore. How do we bring 21st century touches, but really with a focus on craft, with a focus on history, not trying to undo or completely cover up what was once there, but re-enhance it and reshape it for a certain type of future that we envisioned. We tucked part of the corner of the building back to create a patio, to create a zone that mediated between the public and the private. We brought components and programs such as restaurants, a cafe, meeting spaces, and again, all these layers are kind of visible from the facade and through the facade, deep into the building, and during different times of the day into the night with our beautiful sunsets that we have here. We're able to highlight these certain unique moments that go on in the building, and this has certainly become kind of an activator for this Uptown area, which was otherwise kind of blighted and relegated to the edges. We're bringing back a new kind of more true, sincere, from material aspect type of project that is accessible to all manner of professional services that we have in El Paso, and certainly for those who come and visit us for a short period of time for professional types of activities. The building is a private office building, but with a heavily public component. It invites the public into a coffee shop. It invites people, curious onlookers, in to potentially see what types of activity may be there and what types of service that they may want. And we're effectively trying to make this a living experiment for the future of work, and the way that work will continue to evolve to be one that has flexible types of programs, And again, showcasing it through this very careful, very crafted, conscious use of materials, true materials, steel, wood. Root Architects also took the approach to craft the furniture and the type of branding, and really had a hand in all of the various aspects of the building to try to tie, again, this idea of the new and the old together, all while trying to propose that as a new, as a future refocusing for El Pasoans, and hopefully also for the region. We have a beautiful stock of buildings in downtown and on the edge of downtown, and we really took it as a mission of ours to approach this as something other than just demolishing, something other than just covering up or repurposing, really trying to make it a mission to have our history be alongside us as we envision, an active and successful future for all, not just, private office workers, but, creating points of engagement, among people, and ultimately try to better our downtown and our city and our uptown, and create successes for everyone on many levels.